Morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Flex and Reflect Sunday Sit Down. This is a weekly video series where I sit down and answer the questions that have been sent in, asked through the week. So, first off, happy Easter. And, as I'm hitting record here, I realize that, I don't know, are you like this? I seem to always show up in this blue shirt, another blue shirt, or another one. And it's like, well, I'd probably cycle through like 3 or 4 t-shirts that are the top ones. You never get to the bottom. You like that? Yeah, it happens. It clearly happens to me. Because when I post, I'm like, man, that one looks like this last one and this last one and stuff. So anyway, I hope you're all having a nice Easter. So let's get stuck into the first question, which is about Easter. Is it really that bad to go off track over Easter? I've been consistent the rest of the time. So I guess here. Easter, I don't think Easter is as challenging as Christmas because what happens at Christmas time is you're catching up with more family. I know certainly here in Australia, and obviously it depends on your religious background as well, but Christmas seems to be a more active time to get together around food, whereas not everybody does it for Easter. I find that people tend to do more personal, smaller type family stuff over the Easter break rather than bigger things. But of course, there's chocolate, there's hot cross buns, and whatever else comes with that. And so there's a couple of things here. So the question says, is it really that bad to go off track? Well, it depends what you mean by off track. I mean, I like to always talk to my clients around what are your healthy principles that you're living by forever. And I talk about having 3 meals off a week where you eat whatever you want and then just getting back on track next meal, depending on what your health and wellness goals are. But I find that is sustainable for like the rest of your life. And so it would depend what going off track really means. Does it mean for 4 days? Does it mean for one day? Does it mean just having a little bit of chocolate or whatever? I mean, at the end of the day, you want to be able to live your life and enjoy your life. But if you're using it as an excuse to just overindulge, then I would just stop and question, okay, well, is this serving you? Are you able to just get back on track next meal? Or are you going to, speaking to somebody just recently, they were away for like a week and they put on 2 kilos. I was like, my goodness, that's a lot of extra calories going in there. Um, so I think it's like, okay, I always ask the question, is this getting me closer to where I want to get to, or is it getting me further away? So for instance, this morning, some of it's around timing as well. So I do my leg workout this morning. I couldn't, just because of the amount of liquid I had in my tummy with like pre-workout supplementation drink and post-workout supplementation drink, I needed more time before, probably about half an hour to 40 minutes before I could eat like a hard meal, like full breakfast. And so I thought, all right, I'm going to go for a walk first and then come back. But because I go for a 5 kilometer walk, it takes me just under an hour. I had a hot cross bun with me because it's got high energy carbs in it. And if you're ever going to have that, it's great, like post workout to give you some high energy stuff. And then I just finished my breakfast, which was actually like a stir fry with sweet potato, which I know is weird, but that's just how I feel myself. So some of it's around timing as well. But am I going to eat hot cross buns all day? No. Am I going to eat any chocolate? No, not at all. Because it just doesn't do it for me. So I think you got to just tap into, where are you heading towards? Don't go an all or nothing type approach. So say, all right, well, I'm going to have 4 days where I just eat whatever it is that I want and then struggle to get back on track. I'm going to say, oh, well, it's just all too hard. Having the odd thing here and there is not life changing for you. So I think it's just perspective, right? Like if you go for a wedding, for instance, I would say, well, you know how much weddings cost. The fact that it's an honor and a privilege to be invited to a wedding. My approach to it is I will eat whatever's in front of me. I don't drink alcohol, so that's not something I would have. And I do it out of respect and know that, well, okay, there's what is there normally like an entree, main and dessert. I'll have it. I'll enjoy it. I'll be grateful that I've been invited to be someone's guest and I've meant enough in their life to invite me. But then, well, that normally goes all night, right? So then next day, next meal, I'm that they're seeing some early progress? Well, this was actually a question I got asked on my group coaching call on Friday, and I did a podcast on the Mental Toughness and Body show just yesterday. I'll tell you what episode it is, and you can have a listen to that. I called it "How Do You Stop Sabotaging Yourself on Fridays?" Episode 1000, so 1585 of the Mental Toughness and Body Show, where I talk about this in a little bit more detail. But why do I self-sabotage after seeing some early progress? So this is very personal, and this is why coaching is really good, because I say personal, personalized to you. If I use an example of, I used to work with a client, she wanted to lose probably about 20, 25 kilos. And I'd worked with her for a while. She'd been very good at getting into a new like lifestyle. She was feeling better. She was sleeping better, more energy, eating better, eating more frequently. She was working out. She was getting stronger, but she wasn't actually getting the results that she really wanted to, that were on the scales and the size changes. And over time, we did this over like a number of months. And it's like trying to peel the onion, but you can't always peel the onion all at once. And what we ended up getting to the guts of, because she wasn't really aware of it, and I just kept sort of digging a little and saying, oh, maybe tap into this and have a think about this. And what it got down to was back to her childhood and how she was treated as a child by like her parents and everything. And because she kind of looked the way that she had looked for like decades, she had established this identity where she was finding that she was sabotaging herself because she couldn't handle what she was going to look like and the attention that she would get. I mean, she was happily married and everything, but I mean, like, oh, what have you done? You know, well, oh, how come you look so different? Oh, you've lost a lot of weight, all that kind of stuff. And so she couldn't prepare herself for that until, of course, she could. And then she changed. So she was just self-sabotaging all the time. She didn't want to change. She didn't realize what that was. Now, that's not going to be everybody's situation. I think we can sometimes think that, well, I've achieved X result. Let's say you've lost 5 kilos, but then you really want to lose, say, 20, 25. You think, well, I've lost 5. Great. And sometimes you just become complacent because, yeah, look, I've done this. And other times you think, well, you know, my partner's not into it, so I'll just allow it to sort of creep back. You make up a story that, oh, it's so hard. I don't have time. It's, you know, whatever. And so you find that you just keep chipping away at that. So I think the reality is you have to really, and this is what I talked about in the podcast a little bit more. I like to think about setting a really powerful goal that is really going to drive you. May not drive me, may not drive anyone else. It's about you. What's going to drive you? And imagine that you're standing at the foot of a mountain. Maybe it's Everest and it's at the top. So you're always looking up. There's something about, yeah, that's where I want to reach to. You know, that's where I want to aim for. And so you know it's up there, right? And you know what it is. And in your mind, it's like it's really big about what it is. And you know exactly what it is, what it looks like, what it feels like, et cetera, et cetera. And then it's about, so why? What do you want that? What's so important for you about achieving that? Because that is where the gold is, right? Because you say, oh yeah, I want to climb Everest. If your why is not big enough, you will not do it. You might get halfway, you may never get halfway, you may even get started, you may get to the foot and say, oh shit, it looks cold today. Didn't think there was going to be snow up there. Nah, I'm not going to bother. You know, but if your why is, no, I'm going to do this for this reason, this reason, this reason, then you will do it. And that's one of the reasons why I think people sabotage themselves a lot. They're not articulate enough about what it is and why it's so important. Right, next question. Can I eat Easter eggs and still lose fat if I track them? Well, okay, so let's talk about nutrition and calories. In order for, so the typical woman needs to eat around 1,800 calories a day to maintain their weight. It's about, you know, 500 calories or so more for a man. And you can make up all those calories, say, in Easter eggs, right? But that's not going to work the same in your body as if you had a fully nutritionally balanced meal, because you're just eating like fat and sugar and everything. That's not going to serve you so well. Um, I would, I don't know, it's not really a sensible question because it's not a realistic, healthy lifestyle type of question. Um, I guess at the end of the day, yeah, can you have a few Easter eggs and still lose weight? I would say, look, if you want to have an Easter egg or two, then eat them, but they're not nutritionally balanced, so they're not going to be part of a healthy, nourishing, nourishing foods to get you to where you want to. If you say, well, I'll just skip out, breakfast so that I can have this, well, your nutrient profile is not going to be the same, and it does matter where the calories come from. So I just wouldn't even worry about tracking them. I wouldn't think about it in that context. I would say, like I answered the first question, have them, enjoy them, and move on next meal. Just don't eat Easter eggs all day. Don't overindulge in them. Don't eat till you're sick. But don't think, oh, can I eat a bunch of these, not eat anything else, and still be okay. It's like enjoy them, don't overindulge, and just keep moving. Next meal. I get plenty of protein in, plenty of plant-based food, and don't go looking for just high protein Easter eggs. All right, next question. What's the actual impact of poor sleep on my training results? Yeah, this is a good question. Eventually, your training will just fall apart. The biggest reason why people don't make progress in the gym, it'll come down to three things. I've spoken about this before: sleep, food, and mindset, right? And it could be one of those, it could be all of those, it could be a combination of those things. So let's go back a step. Inflammation in your body from workouts, life, stress, and everything that we go on, it inflames our body. We only get that out of our body through deep sleep, that deep sleep. And so if you're not getting good quality sleep and a good amount of sleep, and like if you're training really, really hard, you need 7 to 8 hours sleep definitely to fully recover properly. And so if you're not getting that, you just get further run down. So at some point, you're still inflamed, you're not fully recovered, you're fatigued, and then that starts to lead into your mindset. Oh, I'm tired. I really don't feel like I can do this today. Which is why my heaviest workout of the week is on a Sunday, which is also my favorite workout, which is my legs. If I'm really tired, I'm not going to hit a personal best each week or, keep on pushing myself as hard as I can. So it's really, really harmful if you don't get enough on it, and it will have an interruption with your hormone levels as well, your cognitive sharpness, your ability to focus, your energy levels will start to drop, and it won't just be showing up in the gym, it will be showing up in all aspects of your life as well. So you have to make it a priority. All right. Two more questions. Is there a minimum effective dose for workouts when I'm short on time? Well, I look at it this way. When I'm starting people out on a journey that say they haven't worked out before, they don't want to join a gym, then I will work with them on a basis of doing 3 strength workouts a week, no equipment, just body weighted exercises, and take 10 minutes at home, right? And that might be 1 or 2 times through, 4 exercises, whole body. And what I'm aiming to do is get them into a routine of healthy lifestyle. They're going to get some sore muscles because they're hitting muscle groups that they haven't worked through that range of motion before. That's going to build some momentum to, oh, well, I feel good about that. I've got some good endorphin release. I'm then going to go and eat some good quality food, even if it's only one meal to start with and it's good quality and they're still tidying up the rest of it because they're not ready to stick to a full tailored meal plan yet. Maybe they'll start to be more active and get more steps up. They'll drink some more water, and you'll find that one thing will lead to the next, to the next, to the next. Ideally, as we progress, like the sessions I do with my clients are normally 30 minutes, sometimes 45, but 30 minutes or 60 minutes. Me personally, I aim for around 45 minutes, sometimes a little bit longer, and 3 sessions a week. I do Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Sometimes it's Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, depending on the schedule. And if I haven't had enough sleep as well, I will say, do you know what, I'm going to put it off to this time tomorrow so that I'm more rested. So that's what I would suggest. And why is it that sort of time, 30, 45 minutes? I think there's a couple of impacts. Like I love my workouts. I love the work, but I have so many other things I want to do in my life. I don't want to spend hours and hours in the gym, but there's too many other things to do, and do that day after day after day. I mean, it's most people that are doing that, they are overtraining and under eating, under recovering, and so they're not really getting the results. Yeah, they're in the gym showing up a lot, but they're not really optimizing their results. So I prefer to do it smarter, work harder, more intensely in that session, get out and get on with the rest of my life. You know, as much as I do it as a career, but as much as I love it, I want to do other things in my life as well, just like most people. All right, last question. Why do I still feel like I'm not doing enough, even though I've made big changes? Yeah, so this is a great question, and it's one that I often contemplate with that high performance mindset. Like I've had the fortune of meeting a number of billionaires, um, Olympic gold medalists, and high performance people in business and other aspects of life as well. And we do suffer from this thing that is, once you've had some success and you're hungry for growth and success, you just want more of it because it feels so good and you're working towards it. And everything that I've achieved in my life, which is say being up there, like I was saying before, that big goal, I've had to work damn hard for it. So I love the process of the work. So I know that nothing worth achieving in my life is ever going to come super easy. So it means I know that I've got to work really hard. And because of that, it means that I'm constantly hungry for more. And I will question myself every day, have I done enough today? And maybe you could reframe what it is it's doing, or you can pick up from what I do. I like today, after I do this recording on a Sunday, I reflect on everything that I've done through the week. I have them all marked down, everything that I've done, and I delete them. I review them like in less than 3 minutes. I'll delete them and I'll look at what's left. And then I'll say, okay, what I'll do some analysis as like, why didn't I do these things? Or, what is that still important now? Because after a week, some things are just not important anymore if they're transactional. And I'll look at the transformational aspects of life and business and everything and say, all right, well, these are the ones that I need to be focusing on this week, and think about new things as well that need to be there. And then I prioritize them, then I block them out in my schedule. And then each day I'm reflecting on the day to say, okay, was it a full day? How did I go? What did I do? What didn't I do? And how do I do it better tomorrow? And I guess that's the thing. Always look to improve. And once you've said in this question that you've made some big changes, like well done. Like that's awesome. And you can keep making those bigger changes, but you'll get to a point where you're changing, but the changes are then incremental, right? Like I've been working on my own health and wellness for 37 years now. Am I likely to change one thing that's going to have a massive change? No. But if I can add the incremental things, then that still makes me better. And so I'm still focusing on being better. So I think I've got a mindset of putting myself in the top 1% of health for my age. I think that's powerful. And then looking at, all right, well, where am I? What are the things that make up that? And where am I sitting with those? What can I pick one to be a little bit better this week? What's something you're doing in your personal life where you can get better? I'm going to sneeze, sorry. Excuse me. What's something in your career, your business that you can do, personal relationship, friendships, how you can add more value to your clients, etc. They are the things that I look at. So it's great that you've made changes. Great that your mindset is, I feel like I'm not doing enough. Because that means you're hungry. So just channel that energy so that you know that you're enough, but don't settle, right? And just keep looking for, how do I make myself better? What can I work on today to get to that next level? I think that's really powerful. So great questions this week. Happy Easter Eve, everyone. Have a hot cross bun, but don't overindulge. Don't go crazy. And if you're like me, enjoy that workout today. And, get on and spend some time working on you today too, if you can. It's my favorite day of the week to be doing that. Have a great day. I'll see you next week.